Hello, everyone. All right, so we're going to do a quick review on calendar blocking today. And I really love this concept. It's actually one that I have used for way too long to admit to you, but we have reviewed this concept a ton throughout the coachings of the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to bring it all to you, and hopefully it will help you get through the craziness of the end of the year and remind you that it's worth taking the time to build some buffers into your calendar. All right, so this is an extremely simplified version of what calendars look like. I think if our calendars all look this simple, then maybe we wouldn't need this concept, but we're going to teach it in a very simplistic view for you today. So the idea behind calendar blocking is to allow one of two things, I think, in my perspective. One is to build in a buffer for some of our urgent clients or customer problems that surface throughout the week. And then the other really important reason that I build in calendar blocking is for my own sanity. I think that we all need that little tiny buffer to accommodate for some downtime so that we can do the strategic work, especially at the end of the year when we need to make sure we're hitting our goals, maybe even to, get some exercise in, get some fresh air, do some holiday shopping, whatever that looks like for you, and make sure that all of the important things like our jobs, our kids, all of the little things get done as well. So here's how this concept works. Remember, this is an extremely simplistic view, so take this for what it is. Take your calendar at the beginning of every week, or sometimes you have to go out 2 weeks, depending on how far out you typically would schedule. And you're going to mark in all of the things that you know are the important things happening in your life. Now for here, I just have a Monday through Friday. Obviously, for some of us, we don't even get a lunch, but I'm going to put them in here for you. And you're going to take this for what you need it. When I was actually in running a sales territory, I would use some sticky notes and kind of block in, hey, I know I need 4 new prospect meetings, and I would kind of place them in here at random intervals. If I knew I had my sales meeting on Monday morning, that one would always go here. Or if I knew that my daughter had a school function here, or I was her ride, I would mark those in. Okay. So as you start to kind of build this in, you have a customer meeting, customer meeting. Now, here's where this is kind of the idea that we're going to teach you today. I purposefully put blocks in my calendar that are known that there's nothing happening. I always make sure that there's a few at the end of the week, because there's always going to be some kind of crisis that you need time to be able to get in to see a customer. So maybe that's a Thursday morning and you're going to block that off for a client in case you need to get there. Maybe that's Friday after lunch. And you're going to know you need 2 sets of those times. The other one is to take some time every day and block it off. Now, if you run an hour-long meeting, or you run a 45-minute meeting, but you block off an hour for 15 minutes of drive time, whatever that looks like for you, maybe you cut these in half. So the half an hour after lunch, you go for a walk every day. And the idea here is that, I get to Thursday, I have a customer that's requested this time block. I already know that I need to move this time slot, right? On Friday mornings, I know that I want this time slot to be here, okay? And what we're trying to do is allow these pieces to be scheduled for, because if we don't schedule for them, they won't happen. And B, allow for these gaps in time so that when we get to crunch time, our schedule isn't so full that our calendar doesn't breathe. At some point over I don't really know when, it became popular to be busy. And while that's okay, it's also not okay to be so busy that the people we need to see can't see us. So block off the time. You don't have to block off whole days, but hours or, whatever that looks like. And then if you get to Thursday for your second appointment of the day and there's nothing there, then you can catch up on emails, or you can maybe cold call in the area, or you can, reach out and step in and see a customer, whatever that looks like. However, I would encourage you, before the week gets started, make sure that you're putting in time to, hey, I need 4 brand new customer meetings. And for those of you who have taken my training, you know that I'm the sticky note queen. So in my big calendars, I would have taken this and said, hey, I need 4. I don't care really where they go. And as they schedule, if I would have needed them on Monday, I would have grabbed 1, or, if this would have moved down here and I would have had 2 back to back. And at the end of the week, great, I got my 4. If I would have been looking at this calendar and I'd only had 2, then I knew I would have needed to fill in 2 more. It's a very visual concept. I have lots of people tell me, hey, Kat, I'm not visual. I don't care. This actually has a ton of research behind it, that when you look at this type of calendar and you know that you hit this layout, it actually has a brain to hand connection and works. So hopefully this helps you navigate the crazy times that we're coming up on between now and the end of the year. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your coach. I hope you take just a little bit of time to breathe life in, and thanks for being a part of it.